Yo, what's up? Oh, today it's going to be an awesome video, and it's the 8 sneaky ways that women emasculate men. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. If you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right, the 8 sneaky ways that women emasculate men. Oh, this is good. You guys need to listen up to all these ways because, man, it is so sneaky. All right, I was inspired to do this video because of a recent conversation I had with a female friend. We were not even dating, which, by the way, women will shit test your ass constantly in relationships and in dating. And you need to be aware of the difference between a shit test, disrespect, she's trying to emasculate you, and ultimately keeping your masculine frame and checking that behavior. So don't even take it from me. Listen, if you haven't seen Rich Cooper, Entrepreneurs in Cars, his YouTube channel, successful guy, Canadian guy too, because I'm from Canada. I'm now living in Atlanta. He keeps saying many times over, he uses this phrase, betatization through 1,000 concessions. Okay, I'll repeat that. Betatization through 1,000 concessions. That means over time, most men in long-term relationships, marriages, become betas. That basically happened to me in my marriage. I was married before, decided to leave the marriage. It has changed my life since I met, way for the better. Man, I've been on hundreds of dates in the last couple of years since I've been single, and it's been awesome. Mostly it's been awesome, and it's taught me a lot about myself. I have so many things and stories to share. That's why I created this YouTube channel. I was like, damn, I have the perspective of being married and now single, dating machine, and an older guy. So that's why I created this channel. So I want to get into this video, right? Okay. So the other day, I was out with a female friend, and I've become friends with her probably over the last 2 months. I'm in general not a fan of having female friends, but I decided to expand my comfort zones. Okay. So we're sitting there, we're having a couple drinks, just shooting the shit. And I felt comfortable enough to start sharing my story with her about some of the challenges that I've had coming to Atlanta. And I came here alone, no friends, no family, nothing. And took me a bit of an adjustment over the first couple months. But so I start confiding in her, right? And remember, she's a friend, not even dating. So over the course of maybe 10 minutes or so, she all of a sudden looks at me. She's like, well, I don't understand why you keep bitching about it. Oh, yeah, that's what she said to me. She's like, I don't understand why you keep bitching about it. Well, I checked her fucking behavior. I said, look, I don't appreciate your tone. You're a friend of mine, and I'm trying to share my experience and the challenges I've had, and I don't like what you just said. And then she changed, right? So that's why I wanted to create this video. So the 8 sneaky ways women emasculate men, and this is a great segue, that story I just told you, into number 1. She uses the word bitch in her conversation with you. She could say, oh, why don't you stop bitching about it? Or she says, oh, you're being a little bitch. And maybe she's laughing. She'd go, stop being a little bitch. Watch out for that, guys. Watch out. If you don't check that shit right away, it gets worse and gets worse, because in her brain, she's thinking, oh, he just allowed me to do this, so I'm just going to keep doing it, and I'm going to escalate it. That's how you end up being disrespected by a woman, is because you don't pass the shit test at the beginning. So number 1, she uses the word bitch in her conversations, and it's directed at you, and you need to check that shit. Number 2, she calls you stupid or idiot. This happened to me one time on a date. We had an amazing dinner. She was sitting there with me. We planned this dinner days before. She came over, we cooked all day. It was awesome, man. We're having a great time. And then I can't recall exactly what I said, but she says, oh, you're so stupid. Just casually. Well, I looked at her and I said, look, I don't appreciate what you just said to me. And she said, what? I said, you just said that's stupid. And I checked the behavior, and she apologized, and she never said that again. So if she says you're stupid or an idiot, you need to check that shit as well. That's number two. Number three, this is a sneaky one. She can say, oh my God, your hands are so small, so cute. Okay. I may not check it, but now I'm on alert. Now I'm like, because some women will do sneaky little things, and I'll go into my next point, right? Number four, but not yet. Little things like this to start emasculating you, right? And maybe you do have small hands. Like, for example, one time I went out for dinner on a date, and then she said, oh my God, you eat like a little bird. I don't eat much. I have a very, very small appetite now because I'm mostly on the carnivore diet. I let it go. But I was like, remember that one. So if she says you have small hands, just watch out for that one. That's a yield sign, okay? So number four, this is another sneaky thing that she'll do, maybe, is she'll say, oh, I'm glad you're not too big, because if you were bigger, it would hurt. Ooh, watch out for that one, man. That's a sneaky, sneaky one. What do you mean you're glad I'm not too big? You mean you prefer 8 inches? Just kidding, man. Listen, that's a sneaky thing. And it's known in the women's communities, some of this stuff, right? So be aware. That's a yield sign as well. You're not too big. I'm glad you're not too big. So listen, number five, this is a big one, where she is refusing to kiss you romantically or refusing sex when there's no excuse to refuse sex. So first of all, the kissing romantically. This has happened to me several times where I go in, it's been 2 dates, 3 dates, 4 dates, whatever, and I'm like, boom, I'm going in for a kiss, and it's a peck on the lips instead of a romantic, like French kiss, right? So I've heard from every single woman I've asked about this. I'm like, if you're into the guy and you've gone on 2 dates, 3 dates, and he goes in for a kiss, will you kiss him romantically? And every woman I've asked that have said yes. So if she's not kissing you romantically after date number 2, date number 3, she's not into you. The sex thing. Well, if you're in a relationship or you're married and there's no excuse, so you've had a great day, you've treated her nice, whatever, and it's a Friday night, Saturday night, you don't have to wake up super early in the morning and you're just vibing, and then you go in to make a move and she rejects sex. Yes, women have a right to say no. I respect that. But she's playing fucking games with you. So just remember, and it's a sneaky thing. If she rejects you once and there's no excuse for it, she's going to keep doing it. So that's what I wanted to mention to you about the sex part, okay? So that's number 5. Number 6 is they insist on taking the lead. So you make plans and they don't like those plans. They want to do something else. Or in my case, when I was married, my ex-wife never wanted to move from my career. And it's not like I wanted her to, or I was asking her to move to Alaska, right? For what I do for a living, I'm in the HVAC space. And in my home city, that was the only manufacturer in that space. And I felt like my job could be coming to an end. I said, look, I'm going to need to move to Toronto or Vancouver. She never wanted to move either of those cities. And then this job I have now, they said, look, if we hire you, we want you to move to Atlanta. She didn't want to move to Atlanta. That was a fucking deal breaker for me. I was like, listen, you didn't want to move to Toronto. You didn't want to move to Vancouver. I got this awesome opportunity. Atlanta's an amazing city, and I'm going. So beware of that. That's number 6, is she wants to take the lead. And if you let her do that, and by the way, in the relationship, when one person is making most of the money by a lot, right? Like if you're making 60, 70, let's say 70% of the money or more, and you're paying 70% of the bills, this isn't 50-50 shit, okay? And I need to emphasize this. You guys, are thinking, oh, partnership, which, hey, you welcome her opinion, but you get to call the shots because you're paying most of the bills. You're bringing in 70% of the money. And that's the place that I became. I'm like, wait a minute. She is not telling me where we need to live and what we need to do when I'm bringing in most of the money, paying most of the bills. And it's the same thing, by the way, in corporations. When one company or one person owns 51% of the shares or more, they get to do anything they want in that, respectfully, right? But at the end of the day, there isn't this 50-50 when you're bringing in all the money, okay? So that's number 6. Number 7, oh, and I've got a story for you on this one. She wants to control what you wear. So I have actually 2 examples. This female friend that I told you about earlier, one time she said, oh, I notice you wear a lot of jeans with ripped, notice you wear a lot of ripped jeans. And, it'd be nice to see you once in a while without ripped jeans. And I'm like, and I said to her, well, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm going to wear what I want. Right? Right. So that's a friend. Imagine in a dating situation, somebody dating her, right? So here's the story, right? One time I'm in a shopping mall and I'm walking by the men's clothing section and I see a guy come out of the change room and he's wearing a dress shirt. And he looks at his wife. I believe it was his wife. And she looks at him and she's like, oh, he was all proud. He was like, hey, look at how I look, right? And he's like, what do you think? And then she looks at him. She's like, it's too tight. Get a different size, in this kind of snarky attitude. And he like put his head down like this in shame and walked away. So then I'm kind of in the area and then he comes back and the customer service person walks up to him and says, hey, so what did you think of the shirt? And he says, oh, my wife didn't like it and thought it was too tight. I need a different size. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, listen, man, do not get into this trap with women because, again, it's one of the sneaky ways they will do to emasculate you. That was fucking embarrassing to this guy. And yet he allowed it to happen, and betatization through 1,000 concessions. So that's my point here, okay? So if she's trying to control what you wear, you need to check that too. All right, last. Oof. This has happened to me quite a few times, and the 8th thing is she's a pillow princess. Oh, so this is a term that started out in the lesbian community. And basically what it means is one person likes to receive pleasure but won't give pleasure back, okay? So there's been situations in the dating situations where I please them multiple times. Then it's my turn and they reject me. And they say, oh, I'm too tired now. Oh, I want to go to sleep. Oh, it's taken you too long. Blah, blah, blah. Be very, very careful of that. And I check that shit too. And I say, hey, look, I just spent 45 minutes getting you off. It's my turn. And I don't understand what the problem is. When I check their behavior, this is what happens. Every time I've done this, this is typically what happens. One of 2 things. One, it just doesn't go well, and I say, I think it's time for you to go home, right? And I kick them out. Or number 2, they apologize and they say, can we take a little break and come back at this and do something in like 10 minutes or something, okay? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for compliance with, wait a minute, I just spent 45 minutes getting you off. Now it's my turn. I don't mind taking a break. But if you got a shitty attitude about it and you're trying to make me a beta male, then you need to leave. So that's what I mean about checking that behavior and all these 8 things. Be very, very careful of it. They're very sneaky. And I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comments if this has happened to you and what you do about it. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.